the inhumanity. I mean, if you're going after a nanny at a park, when you pick up that nanny, what happens to that child?
Handcuffed in a public park where they had taken children to play.
Is it right to actually take people into custody when they have a green card? How about the Afghan soldier who was just arrested?
All right, guys, we have another CNN panel to jump into, this time more centered around the discussion of how to fix the immigration problem. So strap in, leave us a like if you haven't already. It gives us a boost in the algorithm and lets us know you enjoy the content and it's free. And let's otherwise jump right into the panel.
Two nannies who Melara knows are in ICE detention after they were handcuffed in a public park where they had taken children to play. She said, quote, "There is no sensitivity, no emotions, no concern about repercussions. Going into a park with other kids is just another level. The nannies are running, nannies trying to escape, dragging the kids because they have no option," Melara said.
I just want to point out something that we didn't get to in the last block, which is part of why this is happening is because, and the majority of Americans have said, we can all agree that illegal immigration is a problem. We can agree we should be going after violent criminals. But the way he's doing it, the inhumanity. I mean, if you're going after a nanny at a park, when you pick up that nanny, what happens to that child? And we're seeing families being separated. We're seeing instances where the parents are being taken into custody by ICE and the child is being put into the system instead of saying, let's contact that child's caregiver to make sure that child can be in a safe place.
And the problem MAGA is facing in the response here is that this has already been litigated among the American people. They overwhelmingly still support due process for undocumented migrants. They support measures for undocumented children like DACA. They think we should only be targeting violent criminals for this deportation process. This is largely why Trump came in and tried to turn it into a cultural thing. Oh, they're all criminals. They're all poisoning the blood of our country. But at the end of the day, the majority of Americans don't resonate with his xenophobic racism. They don't think that 70% of detainees being nonviolent migrants is worth also grabbing a pregnant U.S. citizen or deporting a U.S. citizen child with brain cancer. They don't think it's worth overstepping and throwing aside the Constitution. It's a losing issue for them through and through. So, I mean, I would say keeps going, but it is like we're crossing over the line of human rights violations. So even then I would say probably stop, but he's forcing it as the mass unrest grows.
Part of the reason that someone like Kim Kardashian is weighing in, or part of the reason you see, even fairly conservative communities saying, wait a second, this is what we thought was going to happen, is because they look at these folks who have been there 10 and 15 years and they're saying, well, isn't there a more humane way to do this? Is it right to actually take people into custody when they have a green card? How about the Afghan soldier who was just arrested
that's another case. This was an Afghan soldier who was in a parole process. And
it's pretty simple. As the days go on, and this has to continue, it becomes increasingly harder for the Trump administration to hide its clearly racist motivations behind it and the racist intentions of those who support it, which those outside of the bubble, right, whether on the right, the center, or the left, are waking up and going, this isn't right. Even people who aren't as in tune just intuitively are like, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. And for those people, there is a far better solution, a more humane solution. And it's mass amnesty for all migrants without violent criminal records, understanding the failures of our own system that has allowed this and fixing those, revamping the asylum and visa system and going from there. But both, by the way, only happen under Democratic presidents because MAGA needs this as a political issue. So they'll never fix it, right? Amnesty costs far less, it adds to our tax base, adds to our GDP, and it fixes all of the issues that lack of documentation poses. Meanwhile, deportation costs billions, lowers revenue, lowers GDP, and causes mass unrest, like what we're seeing in California.
You didn't have Barack Obama's DHS secretary playing action hero on the streets with the DHS, and then tweeting about it. We weren't sending people to El Salvador, right? And you weren't evading legitimate court orders. We're opening Guantanamo Bay next week to house illegal immigrants. I mean,
5 million people.
But yeah, I hear you. Yes. And he was the deporter. He got the name deporter in chief for a reason.
Yep.
But you
But
brought
it
up
was okay.
but you brought up
No, it
no,
was
I'm
not
saying
okay.
that it's different, and I'm also saying this.
The whole argument of Obama deported more is such a juvenile argument to me. I mean, these people are such intellectual lightweights who put this forward as if to say, well, Obama deported more, so Trump deporting any way he wants is okay. As if we're talking about the amount, as he's falling far short of what he's supposed to. We're talking about how, not the amount. It also lacks all context again, because the people who say it just heard the talking point and went, wow, that's good, and haven't looked into it any further. All MAGA talking points are really self-reports like this. The deportation apparatus that happened under Obama started under George Bush. Obama agreed to allow it on the condition that Republicans, or the pretense that Republicans, would come to the table in 2010 to hash out an immigration bill that was comprehensive and included pathways to citizenship. Republicans then reneged and completely screwed him on that, along with many things they screwed Obama on. And because, again, this is because they don't actually want to fix the issue. They want to run on it. Also, I don't think they realize how self-defeating the Obama argument is if it was right, as if they're just admitting about lying that Democrats want open borders. Instead, they're tougher than Republicans. And not only are they tougher, but they do it while valuing the Constitution and human dignity. So like even on their strongest issue, quote unquote, they're saying Obama was better. That's a weird flex, but okay.